Yeah, what up, Fight World? Your boy Ego. The Stream King has returned. Oh, let's talk about it. Y'all know who it is. Man, we got to talk about these fights. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Oh, man. There's a lot of boxing on today. Hope everyone's having a good night. Yo, before we get started, smash the like button. We got to get the likes up. You know, the engagement matters. So, I'll give everyone the opportunity to get in and smash the like button. We'll talk about it. Like I said, there's a lot of boxing on. We're just going to ride this one out. Do a little quick freestyle. Whatever the crowd wants. Shout out to Jose. I see you. Listen, before I get started in my diatribe, I'm going to let y'all know. If you did not come to hear my thoughts, unadulterated commentary from your boy Ego, how I feel, truthfully speaking, please click off the video. This ain't the one for you. Because I'm going to be honest, like normal, and give my thoughts on the game. You know, just give my thoughts on what I seen tonight. I'm not gonna be a shield. I know a lot of people, like I said, you're not gonna sit up here and bully me into feeling how you want to feel. So, without further ado, y'all ready for this? All right. Top rank. And see, this is the thing. Like, everybody was like geeked up after Canelo signed to DAZN, but they're making it hard on your boy because they had two. Top Rank had a card. They're streaming some of the fights on ESPN Plus. Then the ESPN has a card, and then DAZN had a card. I canceled DAZN, but I'm still under my 30-day free trial from, I think it was Joshua Povetkin. You know, I have my free trial. It actually expires in like 2 days. So, you know, depending on the fights they get, that's going to determine if I'm a month-to-month subscriber or if I just get it occasionally or whatever. You know, those are my truest thoughts. I predominantly watched the DAZN card, you know, but I did see highlights of Ryota Murata versus Rob Brandt. Congrats to Rob Brandt. He pulled what some people would consider an upset. Don't really think it was an upset, but more so one guy being pushed and backed with a fan base like they did with Zhao Shiming and stuff. And they were trying to hope and petition that he wins so they can stage other fights in Japan and stuff like that. But if you know Rob Brandt, if I'm not mistaken, I think Errol Spence trainer used to train him. I don't know about now if they have the same trainer, but I think Derek James, who trains Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, at least at some point was his trainer, you know, because I watched this fight with Bregheimer or whatever when he lost in the World Boxing Super Series. So I already knew Rob Brandt was a good fighter. And from what I've seen, listen, it feels so great to be in my shoes, new media shoes. We gonna get into it because a lot of what y'all say, y'all do a lot of this, bumping y'all gums, and then slowly but surely, your arguments, your talking points are chipped away at. You know, what happened to Triple G versus Ryota Murata? You know, I was like, nah, I think Triple G, he should fight Charlo. You know, he's 36, he's not getting any younger, and these motherfuckers was coming out because Tom Loeffler said he wanted to, you know, see how Ryota Murata look, and he's the front runner. So you just want to go along with Triple G. And I'm like, what is Ryota Murata? What has he even done? He lost to Hassan Indam, you know, and then people were co-signing the business fight, yet Triple G is supposed to not be a business fighter. You know, he criticized Mayweather, Conor McGregor for being a business, true business fight. They're not true fighters, right? All this. He criticized Canelo for fighting Amir Khan, a welterweight. And then the same year, he fights a welterweight in Kell Brook. He criticized Canelo for not, you know, for being a diva, basically, and not being an A-side. and yet his team's telling you the front runner. Okay, Sir Highness says he knocked out Hassan Endam. So he never lost to Hassan Endam? Is that what you're trying to tell me? We got a hot seat. Sir Highness. So Ryota Murata did not lose to Hassan Endam? You said he knocked him out? So my facts are skewed. Okay, we gonna pull it up right now. That's your ass, Mr. Postman. See? No, it don't matter if he got robbed. He lost to him. So how you gonna correct me and then you didn't say nothing correct? All I said was he lost. He has a loss to Hassan Endam, and we pulling up right now. That's your okay. Ryota Murata. Bow. What does that say? Oh, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. 2 losses. Bow. Hey, shooters, escort him out the building. Lost to Hassan Endam. May 20th, 2017. Don't try to correct me if you don't know the facts. Just because I don't care if you think he was robbed. He lost. He lost on the judge's scorecard. That's all I said. Shooters, get rid of him. Where? You know what? I'll do it. Where is that? You said I was wrong, and then I just proved that everything I said was accurate. Get him. Get Sir Highness out of here. You ain't no royalty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these dudes try to correct somebody. Like I said, all I said, I didn't say nothing about a robbery. It wasn't a robbery. All I said was he lost to Hassan Endam. That's factual information. Hey, shooters, please announce yourself so we can keep going with the stream. Get Sir Highness out of here, or if it's me by myself, then I will do it. Shout out to my dude, Rich. He in the building. Thank you, passive student. So anyway, y'all was telling me that Triple G versus Ryota Murata. Okay, so even if you said Hassan Endam was a robbery, right? You know, because it was a close fight, and I think I even thought Murata won, but I don't even remember because it wasn't like a noteworthy fight like that. What happened with Rob Brandt? Rob Brandt lost in the World Boxing Super Series, and he was beating the brakes off of Murata. Murata was fighting like like Resident Evil or some shit. He's tough, you know, but it was clear to see that Rob Brandt was up, you know, from what I seen. And I got, you know, I had 2 screens up at one time, and what I seen was, you know, it looked like Murata was just game and tough coming forward. That's not gonna win you fights, people. So now Triple G, once again, like I've been telling y'all always say I'm wrong until it's Judgment Day. The walls are closing in on Triple G. He's surrounded by tough fights. You know, who you gonna fight Rob Brandt now? Why? Rob Brandt doesn't have the huge Japanese fan base that you were going out there for. So now what is Triple G gonna do? You might as well fight Charlo. That work is just sitting there. You know, Rob Brandt looked good. He outclassed Murata. Murata's defense is subpar. You know, so you know, even Canelo, I'm not saying Rocky Fielding is a world beater, but he's at least his stature. He just got to the fucking division, and he's at least stepping outside of his comfort zone to fight a guy that looks like a giant next to him, 8 pounds higher. So I give that credit. 2 tough fights with Golovkin, fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at 64.5, and now he's going up even more when a guy's a giant. When is Triple G going to fight a giant? You know, when's he going to fight someone that we want to see and then get show some separation? I tell y'all, the walls are closing in. Now you don't have, if he fights Murata, for what? He didn't even have the real version of the belt. Canelo got the real version of the belt. He had the regular version, and now he lost it to Rob Brandt. Now you're going to fight Rob Brandt, Triple G versus Rob Brandt. I thought you were fighting Murata because the reason they said, the old media, this is what they said. They said the reason Triple G would be fighting against Ryota, Ryu or whatever, they said the reason he was considering fighting him was because he had this huge, large fan base in Japan and the market was just booming. Okay, so if you fight Rob Brandt, credits to him, no shade to him, but he doesn't have this same, Asian culture, Japanese huge fan base. You know? Block Greg Robinson. We not playing no games. You fucking rats is getting smoked out. And this is why they start saying stupid shit. Greg Robinson can go. You know, see, this what happens. They get mad at me when they wrong. They mad at me because they wrong. I told you, I'm like, why would Triple G fight Ryota Murata? And they're like, his goddamn, he has a Japanese fan base. Okay, now Mr. Japanese fan base just lost. What is Triple G gonna do? Who is he gonna fight? You know, Andrade just won. If you don't think he looked spectacular, then that's a great fight for Triple G to get a belt. You know, Billy Joe Saunders don't have a belt, so why would Triple G, you know, why are you going to target him now when you didn't unify and you were chasing Canelo when Billy Joe had a belt? Jamal Charlo has a version of the belt, so if you were going to fight Ryota Murata for a version of the WBA belt, then why don't you fight Jamal Charlo like the WBC ordered you to, who has a version of the WBC belt? You know, he made $365 million. He not tripping about fighting no Triple G and no Triller. He got everybody type for show money. I was born ready. That boy Canelo got for show money. He not worried about Triple G right now. He don't have to be on no pay-per-view with Triple G, because that man Canelo got for show money. Everybody just type for show money. That's what Canelo got right now. And, you know, he's already fighting Rocky Fielding. We have to see how that plays out in December. That man Canelo got for show money. The WBC ordered you to fight Jamal Charlo. He has a version of the WBC belt. It's a good meaningful win if you could beat Jamal Charlo. He's undefeated. You know, he's looking good at the weight. He looks the part, you know, in terms of stature. It looks like he's filled out. Yeah, he's like some guys when they move up, like Andrade and Charlo, when you start seeing their body type at the higher weight class, you're like, damn, how are they even making the previous weight class? You know, that's how I felt when I looking at Andrade today, pause obviously, and looking at Charlo. I'm like, damn, how are they even making 154? Because they look healthy at this new weight. Shout out to Joey Whited, $5 super chat. Murata won an Olympic gold medal. It wouldn't have been weird for him to fight Triple G. I don't care about no gold medal. What does that have to do with that? Murata is a harder fighter than Fielding, who has no amateur pedigree. Bro, you're searching for something that's not there. You know, you're searching for something that's not there. I don't care about no gold medal. If he, okay, look at it like this. Gold medal is cool. Amateur experience is cool. But that Lomachenko has 2 gold medals, and guess what? He still lost to a guy who got knocked out in his pro debut, Orlando Salido. Whether you thought he weighed too much, he lost. He lost. That's fact. So the pro game is different. Case in point, Mr. Gold Medal, why did he lose to Rob Brandt, who already lost before and doesn't have a gold medal? So the gold medal ain't gonna save you. Audley Harrison has a gold medal, and Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, he hit him with that gold medal fist, that Thanos glove. So again, you're searching for something that's not there. Great. If you have a gold medal, silver medal, Amir Khan has a silver medal. Danny Garcia had silver teeth probably when he was a kid or some shit. But guess what? When they matched up, when they fought, Danny Garcia knocked him out. He didn't have no silver medal. So I don't care about no silver or gold medal as if that's the only end all be all. If Wilder, Mr. Bronze Medal, fights Anthony Joshua, I think Wilder can beat Joshua, who has a gold medal, right? So medals are cool, but that doesn't automatically justify pedigree. There's guys, there's a chance that Wilder could knock out Joshua, who has a higher medal. Oscar De La Hoya, shout out to Benicio Gonzalez. That's an awesome point. Floyd got robbed in the Olympics. He had a bronze medal. De La Hoya had a gold medal, but then they lost. Pacquiao ain't got no medal, and he beat De La Hoya. So, again, stop telling me about medals. That doesn't mean just because someone has a gold medal, that automatically means that's the fight the fans want. There's a lot of motherfuckers with gold medal. And see, this is the fake part about y'all, where new media is clapping you boys. Rigondeaux got a gold medal. He got 2 gold medals, and he couldn't get no work. Why? How come Rigondeaux couldn't get Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg, who just fought today, Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz? Why couldn't he get it? He had 2 gold medals, and it took for Lomachenko, 2 divisions higher, who also has 2 gold medals, for for Rigondeaux to get some work. He had to jump up in one fell swoop with only having a certain amount of rounds in the last couple of years because he was stopping guys in the first, second round. You know, it took for him to have to jump up 2 weight classes to fight another 2-time gold medalist when he should have been able to move up 1 weight class and fight some of the best names, the Abner Matises, Leo Santa Cruz, and guys like that at 26 at least. So I don't care about that, you know. Gold medals, cool. I'm not shitting on anyone. You know, Clarissa Shields is a beast right now, and she has 2 gold medals. Lomachenko's a beast, and he has 2 gold medals. But at the same time, Lomachenko lost to a guy that got knocked out and was fighting club fighters in Mexico and got knocked out in his pro debut in Salido. So when it comes to the pro game, the gold medal, silver medal, bronze, that's not going to save you. Y'all boys getting that work. Anyway, who cares about the gold medal? Murata just lost. So you still want to see Golovkin fight Murata? Look at Humberto. He's scared. They scared. I shook up the world. Oh my God. Humberto is scared. He said, all you fuckers that think Charlo is good. He said, all you fuckers that think Charlo is the shit, you are in for a fucking surprise. Bro, you the only one taking it personal. It's a competition. If Triple G beats Charlo, that's how it was written. You scared. We just saying we want to see it. The boxing fans just want to see it. You don't want to see it. That's why they do a lot of barking, less biting. We about that bite. We don't care about the barking. Any dog can bark. We care about the bite. If Triple G dominates Charlo, then he's the man. And he listened to the WBC order, and he's in line for a Canelo fight. So if it's that easy, then, you know, pursue the Charlo fight. It's a great fight for the fans, you know. These dudes they so scared. That's the only thing. Fear is the only thing that makes people this radical, you know. If you ever experience fear, this is what, like, you ever see someone who's afraid of heights, and then you know they're on a helicopter and they start having a mini panic attack when they look up. You know, fear makes people do this. Fear. That's what makes people. You know, I had an ex-girl, beautiful girl too. Ex-girl, and she was deathly afraid of spiders. You know, like I'm talking about, she was like, like really, like it was that serious. It was that real. You know, she did not like spiders. She was like like arachnophobia type shit. You know, she was like, you know, mortified by the thought of spiders. And then sometimes I would just, you know, because I'm an asshole, sometimes I would fuck around and act like I had the spider in the napkin. I like killed it and threw it in the toilet, or, you know, threw it in the trash or whatever. And then I would act like I had it in the napkin, and she would go crazy. Like, oh, like, you know, just really, you're such an asshole, ego. You know, I'm an asshole for that. But anyway, this is what fear makes people do. When people face their fears, a lot of people, you know, people flip out. So I'm not here it's not a bunch of talk. Triple G's a good fighter, silver medalist, once beaten. That one loss, some people dispute. I don't, but y'all do. Some of y'all do. So Charlo got ordered. Mr. Japanese fan base in Ryota Murata, he didn't look good, and he just lost. He lost his version of the belt. So, I mean, so what do y'all want? Y'all mean to tell me y'all rather see Triple G fight Ryota Murata because he has a Japanese fan base, as opposed to fighting Jamal Charlo, who the WBC ordered him to fight, Demetrius Andrade, who looked sharp against just a tough opponent, you know. And we're gonna get into Andrade's fight. I know a lot of people are gonna hate and say it was boring and stuff, and it wasn't the most scintillating Andrade performance, but it was a workman-like performance, and he did what he had to do, switching opponents last minute. So I'm not gonna, you know, go in on Andrade as if he's a piece of shit because he didn't get a knockout against a guy from Namibia who appeared, for all intents and purposes, to be a tough son of a bitch. Farmer looked awesome. Farmer looked view of the bay. he said Ryota looked shit. Your girlfriends call you ego? No, they don't call me ego. Shit, they call me whatever I want. They call me daddy. Why you care? You know what I'm saying? These dudes be weirdos. Why you care what they call me? You know what I'm saying? You want me to say my government name and all the pet names and shit my girlfriends call me? Chill. That's weird. Anyway, like I said, the walls are closing in. Let's see what Triple G decides. If he retires or leaves middleweight or fights Ryota Murata anyway, then that's not going to be, in my view, it's not going to be a good look, because Murata, fan base or not, he didn't look great. What's the intrigue? And see, these dudes are trapped. Because a lot of them said, oh, press row, everybody had Golovkin winning. So there's really, if that's your view, that Canelo got his ass whooped, like a lot of y'all said, then there's really no reason for a 36-year-old Gennady Golovkin to retreat and or take a tune-up style fight if you said that Canelo got his ass whooped and robbed Triple G twice. Why would he take a light touch like another guy coming off a loss, but you don't even think he lost his last fight, and he just lost on paper and lost his belts? These dudes are trapped, you see? They're trapped. And this is what happens when you say a bunch of horse shit. Because now you have to live and die by the sword. You said Triple G murked Canelo and got robbed, a lot of you. So there's no reason to see him regress and fight a guy like Murata, because he has a huge fan base, especially with Murata taking his second pro loss. Like I said, Triple G, you got to do something, baby. Canelo's at least stepping out of his comfort zone to a degree, fighting a guy who at least is physically bigger than him, 8 pounds higher, and he only has 3 fights, 2.5 fights at middleweight. So I do give that credit. I do. You have to give that some level of, of appreciation. Canelo's not that big in stature. He's going in fighting. I'm not saying who he's fighting is a monster, but he's not fighting. He's not fighting. He's fighting a guy with the version of the belt. There's too many belts in boxing. Blah blah blah. But the walls are closing in. There's no. I didn't even want to see Ryota Murata versus Triple G to begin with. But after that, watching that Brandt shit, I want to see it less. So that's not a good fallback plan. Who's Triple G gonna fight? Lemieux again? Like who's he gonna? Oh, he knocked out Spike O'Sullivan. We fighting Lemieux again? It's gonna be real interesting to see what Triple G does, who he fights, if he fights Charlo, what network he's going to. All these types of things. But shout out to Rob Brandt. I thought he looked good. He showed true conditioning, combination punches. Even Top Rank posted it on their Twitter. I think it was the last round. He was tagging Murata. This is why I advocate fighters work on being a complete fighter and work on your defense. Because at the high level, even if a guy don't have the most power, that shit, your head going all crazy. These are still grown men hitting you. And it doesn't look good to the judges. That's my thoughts on the Rob Brandt victory. Again, congrats to him versus Murata. Shout out to Mick Connellan. I heard he got a stoppage. I didn't really see his fight. I just seen snippets. I was mostly watching the DAZN card. Main event, Demetrius Andrade. Yo, let's get the likes up. Shooters, where we at in likes? We doing a surgical stream. We getting straight to that bag. We getting straight to the info. I hope you guys are wide awake. Let me see where we at with the likes. Okay, that has to change immediately. We have 300 people and we have little over 50 likes. We got to push closer to 100 likes. Otherwise, this can't be a long stream. I'm trying to get through all the information. I've been getting straight to the point for you guys. We're about to go over Demetrius Andrade versus Walter Kautondokwa. We got to get those likes up. We gotta build that up. That's part of the the new algorithm with YouTube, things that they consider. There's a couple people playing games hitting the dislike button. That don't matter. The paychecks at the end of the month still the same. We still doing good, but we just got to get those likes up. Especially for a channel, like, people don't understand, a channel that's established like mine, the dislikes don't hurt it because it just shows engagement. It's still a form of engagement. Like you go to Justin Bieber's video, he'll have 18,000 likes and he'll have, 6,000 dislikes. That that don't hurt, but we definitely got to get the likes up, because that's one of the things they look at. So keep smashing the like button. Shout out to my shooters. We're about to go over the DAZN main event. Do y'all want to talk about the undercard of DAZN first or after? Let the fans vote. Smash the like button and let the fans vote. Do y'all want to go straight into the main event, or you want to give some quick thoughts on the undercard of DAZN, or you want to go straight to Andrade Kautondokwa? We working, people. So yeah, keep going with the likes. Y'all want to go straight into the main event or what? Or the undercard of DAZN? Because that's what main event, undercard, quick recap. Okay, people said the undercard. The first 3 responses I seen said undercard. Tevin Farmer, he looked exceptional. In my opinion, I thought he was fighting a little bit riskier early, but obviously it worked and panned out for him because he was able to stop James Tennyson. He knocked him down 2-3 times. Vicious body shots. He shows, the thing I like about Tevin Farmer is he's a tough Philly fighter. You can't just discount him because early losses where he had to learn on the job. He's a champion and he has the right mindset. Anybody who can do what Pacquiao did, do what Tevin Farmer did, you're a warrior in my book, because some guys, they take early losses. Like, look at like Curtis Stevens. Remember the dude that was with Curtis Stevens for the chin checkers? Jadon. He was when he was winning, he was on top of the world. But then he lost to Alan Green, and then he didn't look the same after that. So for Tevin Farmer to get stopped by a guy like Jose Pedraza, and then I think he beat the Japanese dude, Agasagawa, the one that was cheating and then tested positive for a drug test. So he should have been a champion right then and there, but they didn't give it to him. Then he beat Billy Dibb, became a champion, and then he had a title defense on DAZN, his new situation, and he looked exceptional, very sharp. I thought he was fighting a little bit too risky because I never seen this James Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson, whoever the fuck this dude was. I never seen him fight before. He looked like Conor McGregor, Canelo, Conan O'Brien, and Carl Frampton mixed into one human. That's what he looked like to me. But he was big for the division, and he was supposed to be a big puncher. He had been knocked down 7 times to the body, so it looks like Tevin Farmer did his research as far as that's concerned. He did his research to know that was a weakness of his opponent. And he had a good head. Tevin Farmer mixed it up well to the head and body. He mixed his attack up. He was really walking his man down, but using some good footwork. He was just better at everything. Inside work, outside work, footwork, timing, accuracy. I think Tennyson could have had more success if he was more, experience is something you can't duplicate. People fail to realize that. Tevin Farmer, even in early losses, that's still experience. You still fought because Jose Pedraza, that's Lomachenko's next opponent. He's a champion in another weight class, even though he lost to Tank Davis. So you gotta give respect. Like, a loss doesn't necessarily have to define you. Tank Davis beat up on Jose Pedraza, kind of easy work, and now he moved up in weight. He's already a champion again. He beat Ray Beltran to become a champion. Now he's fighting Lomachenko. So. Same thing with Tevin Farmer. Yep, early career loss, but that's still experience. The Tennyson dude just didn't have the experience to use his style effectively against Tevin Farmer. Like, there's elements that could work. It looked like, he had some decently heavy hands, but he just was missing and whiffing, and you can't get a complete fighter, in my opinion, and just think you're going to blow him over. This is not like a nursery rhyme fable, like, oh, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. You're not going to just do that. It's easy to look at a record and be like, oh, Pedraza stopped him. I hit harder than Pedraza, or I hit equally hard. I'm going to stop him. But again, experience pays, skills pay the bills. And it don't work like that, you know, because people learn. If you look at who Canelo is now versus early Canelo's getting hurt by Jose Miguel Cotto. He looks pretty shitty versus Alfonso Gomez. He's come a long way since that. I thought Alfonso Gomez was winning, and it was like kind of a premature stoppage. Nowadays, if Canelo fought Alfonso Gomez, he would be tried for murder. They'd be like, oh, we're booking you, Canelo. Murder, death, kill. You know, so you can't underestimate the growth of a fighter and experience. But at the time when Canelo fought Alfonso Gomez, it was a really competitive contest where Gomez was arguably winning. And y'all don't remember this, but Alfonso Gomez was spitting bars at Canelo. He was rapping and shit at the press conference. So bars, you gotta give my man Alfonso Gomez some credit because he went 8 Mile on Canelo. Y'all don't remember that. Does anybody remember that? See, I'm a real student of this game. Some of y'all don't remember. Who remembers Alfonso Gomez when he was doing his 8 Mile caliber disses at Canelo? That shit was so funny. Does anybody remember that? Hey, it wasn't even bad though. Hold on. Y'all ready for this work? Smash the fucking like button. If y'all ready for this 8 Mile level work, we about to go in. Hold on. Y'all, I know y'all don't remember this shit. Y'all poo butt rookies. Some of y'all remember. Shout out to my real ones. Hey, Alfonso said he had bars out here. He said he ain't fucking with y'all. Look at Canelo. Canelo's trying to play it off like, hey. Hey, he got bars. Look at Canelo like it's a real battle rap. Hey. Hey, he had bars. Hey, Canelo, that was your first. Mayweather wasn't your first loss. That was your first loss because my man Alfonso Gomez, everyone got it mistaken. They say Floyd was the first loss. That was Canelo's first loss because he was spitting bars. He had that smack. Hey, he hit him with that smack. Canelo was trying to act like he wasn't phased. He said, connect us. He said he finna connect at the Staples Center. Hey, why my man Alfonso? Shout out to Alfonso Gomez. I'm waiting on that new mixtape. Hey, that shit was hard. He was coming with it. And then he flipped it. He flipped the syllables and said the shit in English. He said, I'm finna connect at the Staples Center. You know, that motherfucker laughed at it. He said, yo tu sabe. Ha ha. He was killing it. Ha ha. Holy moly donut shop. He was, hey, Canelo was mad as fuck. Hey, that was some, he hit it with that B-Rabbit. You've been working at this plant so long, you replant. Look at his goddamn boots. They're starting to grow roots. Oh my gosh. Look at Paul the fruitcake. He probably packed panties in his suitcase. You know, tank top screaming lotto, I don't fit you. Here, you could take the mic home with you. Oh my God. Alfonso Gomez got bars out here. I can't wait to see Alfonso Gomez on Smack. Bruh, can we talk boxing? Get the fuck off my page. Hey, remove Malik. Fuck what you talking about. This is my show. Remove Malik. I'm talking about what I want to talk about. I'm sick of these bums, man. Yeah. Oh, hey, can we get back to boxing? No, we get back to what I want to talk about on my channel. Go to another channel. Look at Jose. He said, yeah. He said, Malik, shut up. Yeah, man, we out here clapping. These dudes always like they some fucking train conductors and shit. Can we get back to the boxing? I've been on here 37 minutes, talk about Canelo rap for 2 minutes, and these dudes catching feelings. And all you have to do is leave and come back. You don't have to make a scene. You don't have to tell nobody, hey man, I'm unsubbing, I'm leaving. I'm going to unsubscribe to this. This is goddamn bullshit. Can we get back to, just leave and then see if we come back. Dudes be trying to announce it and shit. Extra, read all about it. I'm unsubbing, unfollowing, dude. Leave. I want you to unsub. I want you to leave. Straight beta male. Anyway, fuck what he talking about. Alfonso Gomez got the most bars. Mixtape coming soon. He the real rap guy, rap devil. Let's get it. Anyway, Tevin Farmer did his thing. He looked sharp. Tank Davis versus Tevin Farmer. I got to see it. I gotta see it. They're both, I know them both personally. Them my dudes, but I gotta see it. I'm just gonna kick back as a fan and watch it if they make the fight. You know, very interesting stylistic matchup. You know, much respect to both of them, but I love it. I did a video about it. Tank responded and reacted to Tevin Farmer's win. He said he's trying to break every bone in his body. Tank is ruthless, like, you know, he's very ruthless. Like, he really be fighting how he, like, people say he just get on Twitter and talk. Like, have you seen some of the guys he fought? Like, his facial expression. Like, I know this is overused, but he actually reminds me of Mike Tyson in certain regards. You know, the athleticism, the uppercuts, the power, and like the facial expression. He's looking like he's trying to hurt you. You know, like people wrongfully like compared Triple G to Tyson. Hell no. Triple G's slow. Mike Tyson's explosive and fast. You know, that's horrible. That's a horrible comparison just because they both have power. Didn't they use your camera that night with Spence? Yeah, that's what Tank. I know Tank, so that's why he walked up and took my camera. He didn't take no one else's camera because he's not gonna do that. But like I said, Tank's cool. That's folks. But anyway, it's a good fight. I think the timing's good. A lot of people complain Tank's not active enough. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if, I don't know. I'm not gonna really travel down that if I don't know the details. But he's a good fighter, so we want to see. Hey, who said that? Someone say. Kane said he gonna unsub in the car. He gonna cry in the car. Tyson had great head movement. People sleep on Prime Tyson. They always say talk shit and shit now because Tyson was a party animal and all that. But I'm so ecstatic. And then Cuss told me he was crying in there. Mike Tyson's my favorite though. Tevin Farmer looked good. Good title defense. Slickness, offense. I mean, you can't really complain. He did what he wanted when he wanted. Katie Taylor, beast. Went up against the Serrano sister, Cindy. Doesn't have as much explosive power as Amanda, but still a vet. And she was like, it was looking kind of ugly in there. Shout out to King Snake, $5 super chat. Money gang, Austin, Texas, checking in. Shout out to Texas. I love y'all out in Texas. Says stay working, Ego. I appreciate you. Katie Taylor, I think she was like turned up even more because she normally, I've seen her, I think it was at the Barclay. I don't know how many times she fought there, but I want to say twice. I've covered fights where she fought at Barclays. I know it was at least once because I watched her live. And, ultimately she there's points where she didn't look as crisp when she fought in America when I seen her. But in Boston, they have a real high, heavy Irish population and community. Conor McGregor was there. Oh, fuck the Mayweathers. I don't know what you're thinking. Conor was there. Gary Spike O'Sullivan was there. Tevin Farmer's opponent is Irish. Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson, or whatever the fuck his name is. Katie Taylor's Irish. I think Carl Frampton was in town. I don't know. But anyway, it was, there's a lot of Irish people there out in Boston. So it was a good look having her on the card. She was the co-feature and she looked real good. I don't know why it's weird. The women's boxing, I don't know all of the details, but I know I've watched Marlena Esparza and she fought and she had, more than 2-minute rounds. She had more than 2-minute rounds, and I think Clarissa Shields too. So I don't know why this particular fight was sanctioned for 2 minute. 10 2-minute rounds, but it's cool, you know, give her some shine. And, you know, maybe I guess for the sexist motherfuckers that don't like women's boxing is over quicker, you know, for all y'all dickheads, y'all #MeToo, you know, Bill Cosby motherfuckers. I guess that was cool for y'all because she just went in and did her work. They got straight to it. Props to Serrano for just being game. Other chicks would have been stopped. But, you know, she tried. It looked like she was kind of holding on, content going the distance. Like, she didn't look like she was in a real rush to try to, you know, figure something out. And Katie Taylor was getting vicious in there with some of them punches. So, you know, it was a cool fight. She even got her Roy Jones / Conor McGregor on, put her hands behind her back, was like baiting her on. I never seen that side of her, so that was fresh. I thought that was cool. She was just dominating. I gave her every single round, so I thought Katie Taylor looked exceptionally well, sharp. Looked like she, you know, it looked like she wanted to impress, especially having so many Irish in the house and Conor and everybody. It was a big night for her. So that was a good away from home surgical performance. She was trying to get Serrano out of there. Let's be real. She was throwing some hard shit, you know, mixing it up. Good performance. Main event. Yeah, let's talk about it. My dude, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. First of all, congratulations to Demetrius Andrade. And he just fought for a vacant title, WBO champion. Now, most of you guys know, unless you live under a rock, this fight was supposed to be Demetrius Andrade, the #1 mandatory for then champion Billy Joe Saunders, who's had a couple of title defenses since he's had the belt. Billy Joe Saunders failed 2 drug tests or 1 drug test for a substance called oxyfillarine, and he tried to use some kind of loophole. I'm going to just go over it real quick. According to a PED expert, Victor Conti, he says oxyfillarine is 10 times more powerful, 10 times more potent than the shit Canelo had in his system, clenbuterol. Clenbuterol is basically kind of like an inhaler, you know, stimulant in that way, you know, help your breathing and oxygenation or whatever. But this shit is like, sounds like closer to EPO or some, you know, like a harder shit, you know. And this is just coming from the PEDS expert. He had this in his system, but the catch is Billy Joe Saunders is a gypsy from the UK. In the UK, they let you fight with this oxyfillarine. You know, you could use it all through training camp, but on the night of the fight, you cannot test positive for that, which is a stupid ass rule. You know, I don't know why UCAD has it set up like that. And it makes me wonder what the fuck else is happening in British boxing. You know, I'm not going to start calling out a bunch of names because I don't know. But with rules like that, that's suspect. Because how the fuck? So you do an 8 to 10 week training camp. You could take this shit for 9 weeks, you know, take it for 9 weeks and then like cycle off or cleanse out your system some kind of way. You know, all the PEDS expert, they know what the fuck they're doing and how to get shit out of your system quick. You know, so you could take it, you know, 8-9 weeks, take some shit, and then as long as it's not apparent in your test, because the only time they're testing you for it is in competition. They don't consider anything else except for the fight night competition. Long story short, Billy Joe Saunders, he failed a VADA drug test. The other thing that was stupid about his excuse, he's saying it was an nasal decongestion, is they give you a list of things that you can't have in your system. And why would you think you would have savior in another jurisdiction's test? You know, like if I live in San Francisco and you can jaywalk, but I'm not in San Francisco, I'm Southern California in Los Angeles where you can't jaywalk, or I'm in San Jose where you can't jaywalk, then I wouldn't be fucking surprised if I got a ticket for, you know, doing whatever. And I know jaywalking is kind of petty to get a ticket for it, but, you know, just like a parking, if it says no parking anytime, then that particular place you can't park anytime. But if there's no parking anytime, then cool. But if you're not on the block, if you're on the block that says no parking anytime and you park there, then you're gonna get a fucking ticket. You know, oh hey, this other block lets you park there whenever. They're not tripping. That don't matter. So anyway, Billy Joe Saunders had to relinquish his belt. He's been gambling and shit on his Instagram. And then Andrade just fought against Walter Kautondokwa from Namibia. I thought Andrade's performance, all things considered, was solid, but it wasn't the performance that would blow away the casuals. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping he had like a huge statement win, like, like the Willie Nelson or something like that. He tried, but I was hoping that because the implications, there's a lot of middleweights that are signed with Eddie Hearn and or DAZN. So, when you look exceptional, it makes more ammunition for the fans to demand a fight. I don't think Andrade looked bad, but I was hoping he was able to come up with the right combination. And I think in the second half of the fight, he kind of stepped off the gas and became complacent with going the distance and, and just picking his shots and winning. And I thought that just because DAZN's new, it's a new streaming system, you don't want to take it's and this is hard. I hate saying this because I'm not a casual, and I hate saying this because I understand and respect boxing, like Golovkin be saying. And no, guys, I respect boxing. I respect it, and I understand the sweet science. Andrade did what he was supposed to do, beat up on a guy and make it look dominant. However, sometimes with an opponent like that, it's a lose-lose situation because people still want you to do more. Why? How the fuck did you not? How'd you let him off the hook? Type of thing, And that's the case that they're gonna make, and just the implications were high. DAZN's fairly new, or really new actually, and he's trying to get Janny Jacobs if he wins versus Derevyanchenko or Canelo fights or Triple G. So sometimes you have to pander to the casuals a bit, but I still respect that. Me personally, I respect the game of boxing, and why take a stupid risk against a guy who's probably heavy-handed, and you take some stupid risk and then you get knocked down, which would be worse. So you got to pick your poison. That's how they have this shit set up. You got to pick your poison, because if you get knocked down, then you really ain't getting no Canelo fight. They're like, oh, look, he couldn't even go 12 rounds without getting knocked down by this bum, So at the end of the day, I'd rather do what Andrade did, pick my shots, win in dominant fashion, but, not push it and floor it and get the stoppage, than to get careless in there and fuck around and end up like Pacquiao. Marquez, and then now you just knocked out in the MGM sleep. So, he fought a smart fight, but it wasn't the most inspiring Andrade performance. And I think that could hurt Andrade trying to land a bigger fight, especially with the Triple G's and Canelo. They're going to use that. Oh, shit, he put people to sleep. That we know the game. We know how it goes. And I'm not saying this is my line of thinking, but I've been in this game long enough to know how this shit goes. So I was hoping that Andrade could put it together, but the reality of it, you're not gonna be able to stop everybody. This African motherfucker looked tough. The motherfucker's cheekbone was like Michael Jackson in Thriller. The motherfucker just kept coming. Doom 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 doom. The motherfucker was just coming like Thriller. He said, "Hey, what's wrong?" Nah. Doing the Thriller laugh and shit. Motherfucker's eyes turn yellow and shit. He just kept coming. So, Andrade did what he could do, knocked him down 3 times, sucker punched him, and he still kept coming. Hey, the first round, the dude slipped, and Andrade just, it still clipped him. He lucky he didn't get disqualified, because that would have been ugly. Andrade hit him with that Jamie Foxx club punch. He was like, "Bitch, you don't know who you fucking with." He said, "It's a bitchalism." He said, he's looking. Hey, Kautondokwa fell on the canvas, slipped, Andrade did the Jamie Foxx. He said, "Bitch, you know." Oh my God, I don't know how he got up from that. That motherfucker Andrade hit him with that Ruthless Records, that Easy E punch. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why me personally, as a fan of the Sweet Science, I respect it. That motherfucker was tough. He was tough. You can say whatever you want. He wasn't fundamentally sound, but that's boxing. You got enough of the right components, then it's going to look like that. If you tough with punching power, then it's probably going to look like that. Because you're not going nowhere unless you really get mad aggressive and then put yourself in unnecessary harm's way when you're clearly winning. That's the trade-off. You know, Pacquiao did it because he's not smart. You know, Pacquiao, he's a legend, good fighter, 8 division, all that, great. But he's not a smart, cerebral fighter. That's why his ass was damn near breaking Juan Manuel Marquez's nose, and then he got put to sleep. Marquez turned Pacquiao into Jay Holiday. Put that ass to bed. So, you know, that's the put you to bed, bed. But Pacquiao was on that Jay Holiday. So, you know, you gotta, it's boxing. You don't disrespect no wounded animal. Andrade got dropped. Yeah, but they didn't rule it a drop, you know, so they were trading shots and his glove touched. But, you know, it looked like a double knockout. I was like, what the fuck is this? It looked like a double knockout when they first showed it. I was like, what the fuck happened? You know, so it's kind of a weird fight, awkward. But see, the other thing is, at the end of the day, I can't hold this against Andrade. I can say my piece because I know how the casuals are gonna be, and I know it's not a huge stock raiser type of performance where his stock is just like, oh, through the roof now. You know, like when Canelo beat Golovkin, it wasn't like in the rematch. It wasn't a stock raiser performance, but it was a workmanlike performance. But again, I'm not gonna nitpick every aspect of it. Andrade, we know he's had promotional issues where he wasn't really active. This is his second fight there. I'm not making no excuses. It is what it is. So he was probably rusty because there was 2 points at least in the fight where he swung so hard he spun and knocked himself down. I was thinking something was wrong with his leg because his balance looked a bit off. That's what happens when you're not fucking active enough, you know? Or, you know, there was just an awkward fight. The dude, southpaw versus ortho fighter, stepping on each other, tripping on each other. You know, but ultimately, this is Billy Joe Saunders. That's the mega fight we were all looking forward to, and he failed a drug test. So how can I be downtrodden on fucking Andrade and be like, oh, Andrade, you motherfucker, you stupid motherfucker? You know, how can I do that when he didn't select Kautondokwa or whatever the fuck his name is, Kautondokwa and all that? That's not his doing. That's whoever the fucking WBO has ranked behind him, you know. So that's it's really all boils down to Saunders. You know, I don't know about no Kautondokwa and all that. That's who they ranked. You know, we got to start pointing the blame on the real shit, new media shit. You know, so I don't think it was Andrade's sharpest performance. I'm not making any excuses, but it was a workmanlike performance. You know, all things considered, second fight in the division on a year plus layoff, and the guy looked big. The African dude, he looked pretty big. You know, big ass. I don't know. I don't even know. He looked like a fucking Thundercat or some shit. Big ass seal looking motherfucker. Kiss from a world out the gray. Ooh, my power, my pleasure, my hey. You know, Heidi Klum seal looking motherfucker. So, you know, at the end of the day, this was, if you wanted a better fight. Yeah, someone said Panthro. Exactly. That's who he looked like from Thundercats. That motherfucker looked like Panthro. Exactly. You knew exactly which Thundercat I was talking about. That motherfucker look like Seal. Kiss from a road on the gray. Ooh, my power, my. Hey, that shit went hard on that Batman Forever soundtrack. Fuck what you talking about. I know I can't sing, but fuck yeah. You know, he was tough. You know, tough ass Michael Blackson looking motherfucker. Did we get him? You know, Michael Blackson, he been, doing his thing. You're not gonna be able to stop Michael Blackson sometimes. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumble. Every time, because Andrade was really hitting him with some hard shit. Andrade, straight lefts and dropping him, and he got up and he was like, "Try again, motherfucker." Do you know he was dealing with? He just kept saying, "Try again, motherfucker. You beach nigga. You beach nigga. The pink motherfucker." You're not gonna stop everybody. He was tough. So, I can't be overly critical and all this bullshit. Michael Blackson came to fight. You know what I mean? Try again, motherfucker. Do you know who you are dealing with? No, I do not have no goddamn receipt cover case. You do not. Blood Diamond was out here. It is what it is. Shout out to Namibia. You feel me? Shout out to my Africans. I'm just being real. And I'm joking. I don't want a bunch of African motherfuckers looking for me and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Coming to fuck new media. Like, oh shit, I'm at the fight getting hit with blowguns and shit. Fuck that. I love everybody. I love Africa. I'm trying to go to Africa like Nas and Belly. Don't be trying to, these are just jokes. That's all I'm saying. These are fucking jokes. New media. I heard you're new media. You're not new media. I don't want to motherfuckers from Zamunda trying to. My name is Peaches and I'm the best. All the DJ want to feel my breath. Motherfuckers coming to America with the semi for real, looking for me and shit. Shout out to Africa. I love y'all. Thank you. That's my Netflix comedy special. Thank you, everybody. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna be overly critical. It wasn't the most awesome fight. Now let's talk about that. Man, it feels good to be new media. It feels good to be Ego's Army. It feels good to be Ego of Boxingego. What happened to all these, like, DAZN for life motherfuckers, Let's talk about DAZN. There's things I like, but there's things that they have to work on. My shit kept buffering. I got over a gig internet speed. I got fast ass internet. Where's Akeem? All these people are like, yeah, fucking DAZN killed Showtime. Not so fast. My shit was buffering from time to time, even on my phone, because there was time where I was watching the Top Rank shit and I was watching DAZN on my phone, and it was still buffering. So they got to work on that. Then they were doing the Demetrius Andrade post fight, and the shit cut off. Look, another person, God Usopp, he said his stream was buffering too. Andrade was talking. I don't know about y'all's stream, but post fight, he was like, I heard him like, yeah, Boston got a new champ, and he was saying, I got past the part where Andrade was saying, it's me again, he's like Boston Celtics and New England Patriots. It's me again. I'm a champ, and then shortly after that, it cut off. Camera views was shit too. Damn. Oh, I'm not trying to be hard. The commentary, I wasn't really. But I said this. I love Sugar Ray Leonard as a fighter. I really do. He seems like a great dude or whatever. But I said this even when PBC started using him. When they first came out. And I don't know, Sugar Ray, I'm not going to just single him out, but the commentary wasn't, I don't know. I like Roy Jones with HBO for sure. And I think Showtime's commentary is still a notch above. See, I think one of the things with Sugar Ray for me, I can't, like, this is no knock on him, but this was even when he was with Premier Boxing Champs, is the commentary team as a whole, is including him, Sugar Ray, he's just so agreeable. He's just like somebody's pops that's just hella nice to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he needs to be mean but there's no, like, part of why they come back to my channel, even the people who hate my channel, is because it's real. It's unadulterated. There's no shielding. There's no, like, you know, 1 minute I'll say what I like about what Top Rank's doing. Then there might be something that they've said or done where I'm not a fan of. Premier boxing champs, this fighter, you know, that's what they come for. But for me, it's like, it's just the commentary crew as a whole, including Sugar Ray Leonard, they're just all like super agreeable. You know, Roy Jones will check Jim Lampley or Max Kellerman, you know, but Sergio Mora, Sugar Ray, Brian Kenny, they're all like, no matter what the other person said, it was just like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is it. I should have took notes, to be honest, but there was like little specific things that were said. And I'm like, damn, did he just agree to that? Then they had a different commentary crew for the earlier fights, which was weird. And the guy, I don't know who his name is, but I heard his voice before. He sounded like he's a little bit older. And he said something like, it was when Coyle was, for Tommy Coyle or something was fighting. It was like a totally different crew, which was weird. You know, HBO, the co-features and shit got the same people, whatever. But they had a different crew, whatever. And he said something during the Coyle fight. He was like, I think I wrote that one down in a tweet. It was like a weird, the phrasing, I don't know, it just missed me. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I tweeted it out. It just was funny how he said it, I guess. But I wasn't all the way, really sold on the commentary crew as a whole. DAZN, look, see? We got timestamp. DAZN commentator said this fight starts as a chess match and it evolved into a punching contest. And I said, LOL, okay. That was his choice words. He said, yeah, this fight started off as a chess match and it's evolved into a punching contest. Like, punching contest? I don't know. Maybe it's just the verbiage. I just was like, what? A punching like, they're boxers. You talking about some punching contest. You know? And commentary is huge. I think that's part of what hurt HBO. Is their commentary was horrible after the years, you know? Okay, Joe. I got it. 15 rounds to Chocolatito. Okay, Jim. Like, what? Like, it's a 12-round fight. How you give Chocolatito 15 rounds? You know? So the commentary was kind of weird. I did like the fighter bios, just learning more, because I didn't know about Tennyson. They had good quality for the fighter, like, you know, little mashup montage talking about Tevin Farmer getting shot in the hand, you know, a little bit of insight, you know. So they did like HBO before the fight. They showed these little montages. That was solid. But the buffering, they got to fix. It cut off Andrade's, like, the shit just stopped. I'm still in the trial, so I didn't even pay for it. And these are just little things I noticed. The commentary just was not, I was not all the way sold. You know, I was not sold at all. Like, Andre Ward does an exceptional job when he's with HBO, but now he's with, obviously, ESPN. Like, I don't even like Bradley's commentary, really. So maybe you could be a dope. See, it's like Jordan. Jordan's the best basketball player ever to me. You know, some people say LeBron, but either way, he's in the top. But he's not, you know, as an owner, is he what he was to basketball? When he played baseball, was that his best thing? You know, so that's how I feel. I really respect the careers of Tim Bradley Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard, but as commentators, I don't know. It takes. I'm not saying they're not knowledgeable because they're fighters, so of course they have knowledge for sure. But it's different to have knowledge and then know how to convey it in the form of emceeing. You know, it's just like a battle rapper to me. These battle rap dudes be coming up with bars, like just shit that goes over people's head. Like, damn, how did he think about that? You know? He was like, man, he from the BX. He said, I let the thing ring. He gonna be in excruciating pain. Like, it's bars. But then you hear them put together an album, you know? And I'm not saying any particular battle rapper, but just in general. A lot of battle rappers have bars on top of bars, so you would imagine that they would have success when it comes to that. But there's not a lot of these dudes that are battle rappers and wildly talented with the wordplay. You're not bumping their music. You know, you'll bump Migos or a non-battle rapper well before you bump the battle rapper's music. So it's still a gift. It's a gift to be able to do what Paulie Malignaggi and Roy Jones do and take it from the ring, the in-ring stuff, and still be able to MC the crowd and translate that to being a public speaker type, you know? Like, I literally watched Roy Jones comment on fights, and what he said in round 1 or 2 early on before no one caught on turned out like, watch the fight. The Billy, see, this is how my memory works. I remember little random shit. Billy Joe Saunders when he fought David Lemieux. Just watch that card. Roy Jones was calling it. Gary Spike O'Sullivan versus Antoine Douglas in like round 1 and 2. Roy Jones was like, I don't like that, Jim. He's like, every time Antoine Douglas, he's doing pretty good at exchanges, but he not bringing his hand back. He's like, I don't like the way he's just punching. He getting stabbed. He get punched, and he's just sitting there. I don't like the reaction, Jim. And he kept complaining about how, you know, basically, what's the name didn't look the same since Aventel Curtise, and then he gets knocked out for the very reason Roy was commenting about early. I didn't really get that insight from anybody on DAZN. Like Sugar Ray, he didn't like help me decipher the Andrade fight. You know, it's like like you can't be all polite with the shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's just like, oh yeah, Kautondokwa. I mean, man, he's just tough. Like, okay, he's tough, but he's getting his ass whooped. You know, I'm not saying you have to be as like blunt as that, but you know, they like sometimes the commentators would just sound too agreeable and too passive, I guess. You know, yeah, Kautondokwa, he's tough, man. I mean, he's tough, and then he's tough. Like, the only thing he was doing in there was getting his ass whooped and being tough, you know? So the thing what I like about Roy is he'll see a motherfucker get his ass whooped, but he'll also give pointers on what the guy he need to be jabbing right here, Jim. He jabbed to the body early, and it had an effect. It backed him up. You know, he's telling you little stuff, but okay, we get it. He's tough, but you just keep saying how tough he is, you know? Paulie watched his fight with Broner and Maidana. He was like, I see why Maidana was faking, like he was punching to the body, and then he came up and said with a left hook, you know. And Paulie's like gaming you. I like that. That's the shit I like. Because he's giving you game and watching in slow motion. He's breaking down what you just seen type shit, like more tactical and technical. Sugar Ray Leonard and stuff, they're just like, I don't know. It's just like they're just all friends just watching a game. Like, hey, bro, why you keep bragging about my side piece? Why you keep bragging? That's how Paulie be doing. Why you keep bragging about my side piece? I don't know. That's just my take on it. The other thing with DAZN is like, people are like, oh, DAZN for life and all this shit. Like, was this the greatest card that we seen? Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not being harsh. I'm not hating. I'm just being real. Like, the people literally were, including Eddie Hearn, were saying that Showtime's going out of business, and even though they signed a 3 or 4 year deal with Showtime, they're going out of business in 12 months. You know, and based on the card, it was cool. You know, I enjoyed my night. But it wasn't like just everybody everybody pack it in. It's time to go. You better forfeit that. I mean, off of that. And neither was Joshua Povetkin. Neither was Amir Khan versus Samuel Vargas. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's aspects that were solid, but also I still think there's like stuff that they're gonna have to improve. You know, like the buffering was killing me. Then one time my screen went like black and then it just resumed on its own part. Like just little stuff like that. somebody I seen online, they were saying they were watching on TV and it felt like a stream. They was like, I don't know if it was lagging or whatever it was, you know. But that's why Top Rank's kind of winning in Showtime, because they have a linear platform too. You know, even if the stream is not effective, you can turn on the actual TV and get a solid signal if you have the channel, obviously. Someone said $1 billion buffering. Yeah, some of the camera angles were weird. You know, those are the major things. I'm not gonna like nitpick, but overall it was cool. It wasn't like this mind blown card, you know. And same thing with Canelo, even Canelo fielding. See, this is what I try telling people. Canelo is a star, yes, but you guys do realize HBO had Canelo for the last few years, and they're still closing their doors to boxing. Canelo, he's getting a lot of money. He can't save, you know, if he's not in the compelling fight, he can't just save. And see, this is HBO been around for 45 years or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? HBO been around 45 years and still closed its door to boxing. So they were already established and closed. DAZN still has to make ground, because Canelo's starting from scratch with a brand new service that's still in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still like a work in progress. They're gonna have to sort out little things like the buffering, because I don't like that. I want to watch this shit in real time. I'm not trying to be on my Twitter feed and then it's like a little bit behind, and then I see people like, oh, Kautondokwa goes down. Like, I don't want to see it like that, you know. And sometimes I'm ready to, you know, I'm ready to like tweet and stuff, so I have my shit open. So it's still, like I said, it's still a work in progress. We'll see how they develop and what matches they come up with. But a lot of people, they say, I'm canceling Showtime, I'm canceling HBO. Like, I'm not. I haven't even canceled HBO, and I only watch it for boxing. I still want to support and watch Daniel Jacobs versus Derevyanchenko, and I think they might have Jaime Munguia. So, you know. And then as far as Showtime, like I said, it's all going to be dependent on what these different streams or ESPNs and Showtime, what they provide. The matchup is still, content is king. Everybody say it with me. Content is king. It's all dependent, like, off of what content you put on there. If they put compelling fights, then it's good. It's, you know, it's going to be profitable. But, you know, off of that card, it's not like I'm like, oh shit, bye Showtime. This is what the man fans were saying. I'm canceling my Showtime today. Like, really? Imagine the buffering on a Canelo fight, the possible high traffic, shaking my head. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna have to get the bandwidth and all that sorted, because this wasn't even like, this Top Rank was competing, you know, so some boxing fans might have been watching that, and I was having buffering issues. I can't have that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've never watched boxing on HBO or Showtime, and my whole signal went out in a major fight. That hasn't happened to me. You know, that personally hasn't happened to me. Now, I have, like, there's been times where I have, like, because I have DirecTV, and then it was like watching a movie or something, and then it was like your satellite signal has been lost, you know, rarely. But, you know, it's a proven method that's been around for a while, so they pretty much have the shit sorted. And unless you have really inclement weather and your satellite dish moves out of the pivot or orbit or some shit, you're pretty much gonna get it. Same thing with cable, you know. Like, I watched Mayweather Pacquiao, ordered it, no problems, stuff like that. So I'm not trying to see Canelo and then it glitches and buffers a second and he knocked Rocky Fielding out or got knocked down, or, you know, whatever the situation is, you know. So they're gonna have to sort that. Buffering is huge, and especially when they they're non-linear, 100% digital. You know, people are like, this is the Netflix and Hulu of boxing. Not really, because Netflix and Hulu have been around for 8+ years. You know, Netflix been around since the 90s. A lot of people don't know that, you know, so they have time to see what works, what doesn't work. I'm sure they had different CEOs and, you know, marketing people, and people come and go, And that is just what it is when something's more established. It's like a restaurant that's brand new versus a restaurant that's been around for 10 years. So if you want to knock the other restaurant out the sandbox, Showtime is not dealing with buffering issues because they've already been streaming since 2015. See, people like I said, people are into favoritism and tribalism and stuff. I'm just a boxing fan. If Showtime has the best fights, DAZN, HBO, then I'm going to watch it because I'm going to go where like I said, content is king. But people are like, oh, DAZN, this is such a crazy idea. Showtime has been streaming since 2015. You can watch any Showtime show on show. It's literally called Showtime Anytime. You get what I'm saying? And HBO has that too, but it doesn't matter anymore. That's why I'm not using HBO as much, because they're getting out of the boxing business, and this is dedicated to my boxing fans. But, they've been in the business streaming fights. They even had fights on like Facebook and Twitter and shit before. Like Broner versus Granados. I remember I covered that fight. They streamed that whole fight on Twitter. HBO Go and Showtime Anytime. Yep. And now with HBO closing its doors of boxing, the boxing hardcores probably are going to go to Showtime. Some of them, they'll probably be able to capture that traffic, because it was a decision. Some people didn't want HBO and boxing. That's an extra, $20, $25 or whatever. But people are like, oh, DAZN is this is the greatest thing. But it still got bugs there. This is the case with anything. So we'll just have to see where it goes from here. I get iOS updates on my Apple, and then the shit has my apps fucking up and crashing. So they're gonna have to sort that stuff out in a hurry, because it's an all digital platform. I can't watch. I watch Canelo Golovkin, no issues. I watch Canelo and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., no issues. So I don't want to. I hope I don't watch Canelo Fielding with any streaming issues like I had today. Like that buffering shit's for the birds. I even have some screenshots with the little, it's like a white wheel that comes. There's like I said, I could be more specific. There was also just weird little things with the interface, because I watched it. I'm still in the free trial. I watched it on my computer, and there's no mute button. There was no volume button. I'm not nitpicking, but I need shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't mute the sound. There's no volume button. Did y'all have a volume button? I'm not talking, I have a volume button on my computer, but I'm saying on the actual player in DAZN. I didn't have no volume button. Like YouTube, for example. If I watch a video on YouTube, I'm not talking about my computer speakers, because I do have external Bose speakers hooked up to my computer. If I go to YouTube right now, I can mute the YouTube player only without muting my, like I can listen to Spotify, because I have a Spotify subscription. I can listen to that and have the volume up, but be playing a video if I wanted to on my computer of YouTube, and then mute it or have the sound low. You're telling us your experience. That's not nitpicking. I know, but I know how these man fans will be, oh, you're hating and all this stupid shit. But, I don't know why, like, they're going to have to figure out stuff like that, because Showtime Anytime, HBO Go, I've used them. And I remember I watched HBO Go, and they had the Johnny Tapia, really good documentary from HBO, executive produced by 50 Cent. And I remember I got a call or something, so I just muted it as opposed to pausing the whole thing. The other thing I noticed with the player is I made the mistake of trying to go back, and it lets you jump. The player is not like YouTube player. It lets you jump back in increments of 30 seconds. Do you get what I'm saying? They got to fix that. Like, there's no way to get, like, there's no way to stream and jump back to a specific. I made the mistake of trying to, like, the Andrade fight was on, and I was trying to check something in the round where Katie Taylor put her hands behind her back, and there's no like precision with, and I'm telling this, hopefully someone from DAZN watches this and they can get their engineers or whatever, their app designers, to implement some of this stuff. So I'm not just doing it to nitpick and bullshit. This would really help them. But anyway, they have this little spinny, like rotating circle icon, and it says 30, and one's arrows pointed this way, one's pointed this way, and it allows you to back up the stream 30 seconds or push it forward 30 seconds. But there's no level of precision. I was trying to watch one thing in round 7 and and try to get a screenshot of Katie Taylor putting her hands behind her back, and it took hella long because I couldn't narrow it down. I didn't remember. There's no way to scrub. That's the perfect way. That's the perfect way to put it. There's no there's no real precise way to scrub through smaller increments. You have to. I don't want to go back 30 because the Katie Taylor fight. See, this is what I'm saying. Some people might not understand what I'm talking about, but this is my problem. I didn't want to watch the whole because I was trying to watch the Andrade fight, so I wanted to hurry up and get this screenshot. Katie Taylor's fight was only 2 minutes long, right? There were 2-minute rounds, and I can only advance or rewind 30 seconds. So anybody smart with math, that's like 4 things. I'm trying to find specifically where she did this one little thing, and I could only advance or rewind in 30-minute increments. So I fuck around, had to watch the whole round again and then miss the live shit, the real-time shit, trying to get that sorted. So they're going to have to work with their player because stuff like, for me, that's important. I don't know if that would affect anyone else, but I could imagine even if you're not a YouTuber, what if Demetrius Andrade said, "Oh, Canelo, I'm coming to your next fight. I'm coming to fight you." And then you were further along and you're like, "Man, let me see what he said to Canelo." And then you try to revisit that specific moment. Then you're gonna have to play around with this plus 30, minus 30 shit. I didn't like that. So like people making it sound like Showtime is just dead in the water now, and ESPN's, they're gonna lose. It just, all that shit is stupid until I start seeing the calendar and start seeing some of these improvements. And like I said, I'm not being unrealistic. This is what, as a consumer, you want me to pay $9.99 a month. Like these are things that have to be addressed, like especially the buffering shit. Hopefully get some precision on the controls. Get a volume button. Like that. I mean, I can't listen, I watch, like, I'm not going to front. I've watched bootleg streams on different fights before, and it had a volume button. How does DAZN have $1 billion? They're doing all this marketing, and there's no volume button for me on my Mac. I have an iMac, couple $1,000 computer, and I can't have no volume on the actual player, So instead of spending all the money on Canelo, giving him 365, I'm not roasting. How is that roasting? How you gonna break the bank on Canelo? Give him 365 million, fucking billion dollars in monumental shit, but then your basic player doesn't have certain simple, or what I would imagine, since streaming has been out for a while, simple features, like more of a precise way to navigate. Like I was using the little scrubber that they do have, and it'd be like round 12, and then I'd like be in round 5. Like, damn, it jumped that far, and I'm just dragging it. So there was no level of precision to try to get back. For Life One Deep, I'm just being real. That's why I said this is not the video for you. If you want a bunch of, I don't get paid by any of these companies directly. So I get to say how I really feel. He said the volume slide was not in the budget. Well, you can't. How you gonna give Canelo 365? Give him 350 million. That's still a crazy deal. And then use 15 million to sort the player out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? And especially for the shit Eddie Hearn and them was talking, like, oh yeah, this is taking over. Showtime will be out of here. You got to get that sorted fast, and you put more pressure on yourself. So, like I said, we'll see. We'll see how it, what fights they put on, and you know, don't be surprised if you go to watch Tony Bellew versus Usyk and the fucking volume buttons on there, because it's not like we don't make noise in my videos. So hopefully, I'm not out here to see people fail. If they fail, they're gonna fail on their own merit. It don't take me to. I'm not no hater, So we'll see, but they can't do like HBO and not listen to the fans and not make the corrections, especially if people like Eddie Hearn that are like spearheading it are talking about other people having to close up shop and they're going to be a thing of the past and we're the total future. And, we got to see that because they've done a couple Bellator events. They've been doing, other sports in Canada and Japan and all that. So it's like, how do you not have a volume button? Like, you've been at this long enough, I would imagine. Even if you're new to boxing or DAZN, Matchroom, Partnership, and Golden Boy Partnership, those all can be new. That's fine. But how do you not have a volume button? Like from previous, like when you had other sports, cricket or soccer or some shit. He said it's true. I know it's true. He said I had to use the laptop's volume control. Ego is just pointing it out. Why not? These are simple things that for any new app, like you just have to come correct. Like there's a way even on Instagram video to play a video or to press a button at the bottom left-hand corner to mute that video. So we'll see. We'll see how it progresses. But based on the card, it was cool. But it's not like the type of... I didn't see anything that was what these fans are saying. Like, everybody else is out of business now. I haven't seen that. But maybe it takes time. So I'm willing to wait and see what happens next. But that's my honest assessment. It was good to see Conor McGregor was there. Get a big star in there. King Snake, $5 super chat. Keep dropping knowledge on these fools. Army has been real. Till the next time. Salute to you, King Snake. I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm not going to overly fault Andrade for his performance. That's not who he wanted to fight. That's not who he was supposed to. That's basically my initial thoughts on the whole app and stuff. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We just vibing out. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, if you're mad at anyone, you gotta take that up on it. Take that up with him, because I can't be mad at Kautondokwa or whatever his name is. Can't be mad at him. He did the best he could do. They said his mom died. Rest in peace to his mama. He came. He just didn't have the experience. And power might be able to get in your homeland. That might be able to get you to the next level. But he was fighting really off of heart. He didn't have the fundamentals. Like when he got dropped hard by Andrade, he was totally out of position, chin in the air, wide open, and Andrade seen the shot, floored him. I don't even know how he got up from it, to be honest, because it's not like Andrade don't have power. But like I said, it was cool. I'm trying to think of what else. That's really my initial reaction. Like I got to see how the Canelo fight. That's more of a big fight that I would be more upset if the things aren't sorted by then. Because they can play around with the Tony Bellew Usyk fight. See what works and what doesn't, but Canelo's a superstar. You can't be running into technical difficulties then. But I still think, like I always said, this is why it's great to be new media. These dudes say all this radical shit, and then, over time we're gonna see who's right and who's not. But I still think content is king. I think, depending on what content is on there, that's going to determine what people flock to. I mean, just think of a drug dealer. The Frank Lucas, the Nicky Barnes, the one with the best dope is going to have the fiends lining up. Right? And I know that's like a, kind of a street analogy, but that's the way of the hustle. Whoever got that Blue Magic, yeah, I got a new product. It's called Blue Magic. It's my own product. It's like Pepsi. It's a name brand, and I guarantee it my dollar. Whoever got that Blue Magic, that's gonna be the ticket in boxing. Boxing is a niche sport. This is $25,000 alpaca. You don't wipe that, you blot that shit. So whoever got that Blue Magic, it's all about that Blue Magic. The Zone is everything you need. Best thing. You said best thong. That's pause. Best thong since rollerblades. Yeah, you tripping, dude. You just trying to be facetious. I'm being real. I'm giving a real analysis of it. King Palmer was good. Was popping. We just talking about it. He said your Denzel impression is on point. Just like Cosby. Y'all funny. So those are my initial thoughts. I mean, I wasn't like blown away by the card. It was cool. There's no other boxing on except for the top ranked card. And it's crazy, man. What's Triple G gonna do? Ryan Murata. All right. We got room for a hot seat. All right. Samurai Hosting says you are biased. You see how they never elaborate. It's just the initial call out. Okay, so what am I biased for? What haven't I given the fans? I gave my full thoughts on every fight on the card. I've been on here for an hour and a half. So what is bias? What did I say that I wasn't supposed to say? Come on, Samurai. You got to do something. We'll see who the real Samurai is when you get your ass sliced up in here in this hot seat. We're going to see who the Samurai is. So what am I biased for? What was I supposed to say? Trolling is a hobby for them? Well, he got 10 seconds on his hobby. 9 seconds. Come on, Samurai. You got to do something, baby. 7 seconds. Shooters, get ready. I think I got y'all one. Samurai, you got to do something. He said you were saying how it's not Andrade's fault Billy Joe Saunders got caught with peds. Okay, how's that bias? So it is Andrade's fault that Billy Joe Saunders got caught with peds? You got 5 seconds because I feel like you're just wasting time. So the timer is not going to refresh. That was a stupid statement. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. You see, he thought the time was going to reset. Then I was going to be doing this all day with him. 2 seconds. 1 second. Okay, so how is it Andrew? Samurai, final answer. Shooters, get ready. I know it's going to be some stupid shit. How is it Andrade's fault another motherfucker who was supposed to fight him on this date failed a drug test? How is it Triple G's fault when he had to fight Motorosin? That motherfucker put Motorosin. You can't even spell this shit. Second of all, the Canelo situation, Canelo failed a drug test, right? Motorosin wasn't even in the division, you moron. Andrade fought who he had to fight per the fucking WBO rules. Triple G didn't have to, per champion rules, fight Vanes Motorosin. In fact, you're so stupid that he was ordered, if he was going to continue fighting on the date, to fight an IBF Sergey Derevyanchenko, and he chose not to fight him even after the fight. They said, we'll give you one exception, but you got to fight him next, and he chose not to, and he got stripped. So you couldn't be any further from the truth because he was actually supposed to fight Derevyanchenko. So you look dumb. Okay, Matarosin was on nobody's middleweight rankings. As a champion, Triple G was supposed to fight Derevyanchenko in that fight or the next fight. He has not done that. That's why he lost his belt. Shooters, have fun with that. Nope. You're mad at Andrade and comparing something when he just fought who was next in line because the champion failed a drug test. Right? So the difference is in these circumstances, Canelo was the one that failed a drug test and he was the challenger. Triple G was the champion with champion responsibilities, and he didn't maintain and do what the champion was supposed to do by fighting his mandatory at the time, Sergey Derevyanchenko, with the IBF. They said, if you want to keep fighting, we understand that Canelo, what happened with him, he's suspended. But if you want to fight, we'll give you one exception, but you have to fight Derevyanchenko either this fight or next. And he said, oh, okay, hey, no, guys, I'm fighting Vanes, right? Demetrius Andrade was the #1 mandatory trying to fight the champion. The champion failed the drug test. Therefore, they go down the list, and then the two highest ranking WBO fighters fight each other for the now vacated belt. That ain't no samurai. I studied Asian culture, to a degree, and when samurais, and just in Japanese culture, like in like the triads and like, Asian cultures and stuff, sometimes when they failed like missions, the samurais would commit suicide. If you didn't do what was noble for your country. So that's basically what he did. He just like cut his own head off. He had to end it for himself. He went out like a samurai. Actually, that wasn't a suicide because I think I killed him. So my mistake. You see, these dudes I told you, they want to be new media so bad. He kamikazed himself just based on the fact that his point was stupid and that he chose to be in the hot seat. They want to be new media so bad, they want to come up with similar talking points to what I do, to what DBN does. But it's never the same. They always compare like apples and TV remote controls, like stuff that's doesn't even correlate. This motherfucker dishonored all the casuals and we had to off him. He ain't no samurai. If he the samurai, he Tom Cruise. He the last samurai, cause I fucked that boy up. This dude, we got him up out of there. He Tom Cruise. He the last samurai. Get him the fuck out of here. You're gonna blame Andrade because people wanted to see Golovkin fight his mandatory. In essence, Andrade did fight his mandatory because he was going to have to, even if he beat Saunders, then Kautondokwa or whatever would have been his mandatory. That would have got ordered because he was the highest ranking person. Triple G fought a guy who wasn't even a middleweight. Try again. That's what happens when you use other people's logic. You got to think this stuff through or you'll look real, real dumb. See how they do? The Black Channel. Andrade did it too. Like, no, Andrade didn't do it too. How would the challenger be at fault? The champion failed a drug test. Nobody blamed Triple G that Canelo failed a drug test, but he was supposed to fight with Canelo failing a drug test. He was supposed to fight his mandatory. But somehow they act like they can't understand that. This is why we win. New media, man. Gang, gang. He dishonored all the casuals, kamikazed himself. They want to be new media so bad. They want these creative talking points because we said it. Ego's Army said it, so they want to think like us, but it's never remotely even close to the point we made. You can't blame Andrade because the champion had to relinquish his belt. That's like blaming Klitschko. Nobody blamed Klitschko that Tyson Fury was on coke. Who blamed Klitschko? No one said this is your fault. And he lost to Klitschko. To Tyson Fury. Nobody's blaming Golovkin that Canelo failed a drug test. They're blaming him because it's what he did next. He chose to fight a guy who wasn't even of the weight class, coming off a loss, moving up in weight, a loss to Edeslandi Lara, another guy Triple G has been called out by for years. And the thing is, what the crazy part about it is? I think Triple G would probably beat Edeslandi Lara. I don't know now because they don't seem like they want to fight him. But, I was always of the thinking that it could be a fight where Triple G doesn't look great, but I thought Triple G's power would maybe overwhelm Lara. So that's even worse, that he's been calling you out for all these years, and he said he would move up from 54. You choose to fight a guy that he beat and a guy that Demetrius Andrade beat. They both offered to fight you at different points, and instead of fighting Andrade, who beat Vanes Martirosyan, instead of fighting Edeslandi Lara, who beat Vanes Martirosyan, you fight the guy that lost to both of them. You wanted to fight Carl Froch, who lost to Andre Ward, but you didn't want to fight Andre Ward. You were down to fight Julio Cesar Chavez, who at one point they were mad at Andre Ward because he was trying to get a money fight, and he called him out. Andre Ward would destroy Chavez Jr. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement of that now. So basically, Triple G wanted to fight two motherfuckers who would almost certainly lose to Andre Ward, or they did lose to Andre Ward in Carl Froch's case. See? You can fight Vanes, but you can't fight Boo Boo. And he said, I'll fight you right-handed only. Canelo's out, put me in, coach. You can't fight Edeslandi Lara. He's been calling you out since the dawn of time, like he did Canelo. And he calling out Canelo for a rematch. And Triple G can't fight him. But he can fight the guy that lost to him, but you can't fight him. I'm like, come on, man. Whatever. These dudes know what I'm saying is true. That's why they get mad. Because they know they can't argue. You let the IBF strip you just to do that, when you could have just fought Derevyanchenko. Then to make that even more fucked up, like they said on the All About You song on Tupac's All Eyes on Me album, to make that even more fucked up, you got Daniel Jacobs getting ready to fight the guy that you didn't fight, who's his stablemate. Danny Jacobs got to fight his own fucking friend who had the same trainer as him, and I don't know who's training him now, because obviously Andre Rozier stayed with Jacobs. Jacobs got to fight his own stablemate and fucking friend, and you didn't fight him in 2 fights. You could have fought him instead of Vanes, or you could have, instead of chasing a money fight, you could have fought, Derevyanchenko. And I know a lot of idiots are going to come here and say, oh, that's bullshit. You would take the Canelo paycheck. Yeah, I probably would. I would rather fight Canelo for more money than to fight Derevyanchenko in September. However, that's why you should have fought him in May. If you would have fought him in May, then there's no issues. But you chose to have a voluntary defense. The IBF gave you an exception for that voluntary defense. And then you chose, instead of fighting your mandatory, you chose Vanes Martirosyan. So he was rightfully stripped. These dudes are getting bodied left, right, and center. They're getting bodied with this casual shit. No more of that. I told you. I got you. I'm like the motherfucker from Allstate, but I'm just lighter. Are you in good hands? Y'all in good hands, baby. 1 million casuals get killed in the hot seat every day. Are you in good hands? I'm the Allstate man, and it's over for you dudes. Are you in good hands? You in good hands with Allstate, motherfucker. All that casual shit y'all been doing. All that shoot 'em up shit y'all be talking. You gotta do something, baby. All that, yeah. Nigga, everybody listen. All that shoot 'em up shit y'all be talking. Oh my gosh, I'm having fun with it. I love my job. Are you in good hands? These dudes. Oh, Showtime's going out of business. I mean, I just watched DAZN, and I would, if I was Al Heyman, I wouldn't be heading for the hills just yet. But we'll see. I like competition. I think it's healthy. DAZN, we'll see what they do next. Car was cool. They got to fix some couple things, and we'll see. Like I said, competition is healthy. But it feels real. It feels damn good to be new media. It really does, because a lot of what they say, just look at suspect. What happened to all the people, like I always say, VH1, where are they now? All the people that said Triple G he should, because Tom Loeffler and Team Triple G wanted to, they said Triple G should fight Ryota Murata. He can't even beat a guy that lost in the World Boxing Super Series. No disrespect to Brandt. You know, he's a solid fighter, but, you know, what would have enticed fans to want to see Triple G outside of Japanese fans that would be able to watch it live? How is that the right move or the right fight for boxing? You know, not just like a fight is bigger than just the venue in which that can be there live for it. You know, like I thoroughly enjoyed, I'm a West Coast dude. I thoroughly enjoyed Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, but I didn't go to that particular fight. You know, so it shouldn't just be fun for the Barclays Center. That fight was a fun fight for, you know, anybody that watched it, I would imagine. You know what I'm saying? So outside of the Japanese fans that would get to see a name like Triple G and one of their own, you know, countrymen, who was really checking for Ryota Murata versus Triple G, you know, other than promoters that want to make money and, you know, rob the Asian market just because they think they'll support it, you know. And I told you, I even used Zhao Shiming from China. That's cool if a guy has a good fan base, but that don't mean it's the fight that should happen. Someone said Triple G versus Wade too. Has he ever fought again? Like, no bullshit, no cap. Has Dominique Wade ever fought? Because I literally covered that fight, and I feel like that was so long ago. Has Dominique Wade ever come back to the sport of boxing? Like, has he ever had a match since then? I'm not being funny. I'm being real. Has he ever fought since the Triple G loss? Because I don't remember him being on it. Like, Charles Martin got knocked out by Joshua, but then I just watched him in New York against Adam Kanowski or whatever. I have literally never been on all these fights I fucking covered. I've never, ever seen Dominic Wade since that. And I covered Golovkin versus Wade at the Forum. I've never seen him come back ever on any of the cards I've been to. Canelo Triple G, Crawford and Dongo, Crawford Horn, you know, Crawford Benavidez, Mayweather McGregor. I've literally never seen him on it. I cover all these fights. Broner Vargas, Broner Mikey Garcia, Wilder versus Stavern, Errol Spence O'Connor. I've been to all these fucking fights, and I've never seen him ever again, like in boxing, in the ring. And this is, you know, this would, I guess, be one of Triple G's top 10 wins. Because that was an undefeated guy he beat. Wow, he hasn't fought since. No, somebody looked it up. He hasn't fought since. I would have seen it or heard about it. I cover boxing on the daily, and I cover boxing live. I've never seen him come back, you know. I don't know where he's been. I don't know if he even boxes anymore. I mean, because he hasn't been back since. That was a while ago, bro. That was like 2 years ago. Because that's when I remember I wasn't like, that's like, I wasn't even covering that many fights live at that time. And I made a lot of headway since then. Whatever. But yeah, so like I said, the walls are slowly but surely closing in on 36-year-old Golovkin, because who is he going to fight? You know, now if he fights Rob Brandt, then listen, all of it, every one of the fans that supported the Ryota Murata are full of shit, because they said Ryota Murata just because Murata, not because he deserves it, because he had a big following in Japan, so he should be out of the equation, because a lot of these same people said that Golovkin beat Canelo twice, so no need for a tune-up. And if you fight Brandt, but then these same motherfuckers also are going to say that Charlo doesn't deserve it, who's he beat and all this shit, then how are you going to justify Brandt getting the fight with a version of a belt, but Charlo has a virgin? I mean, I said virgin. I'm Madonna and shit. Like a virgin. Okay, basically, the bottom line is Rob Brandt and Jermall Charlo both have versions of other belts. So you can't even use that. These man fans are fucking trapped. You can't say, oh, we're fighting Rob Brandt because he's the regular WBA. Is it the WBA belt or WBO? No, it's WBA because Andrade fought for the WBO. So you can't say, oh, he has a regular WBA regular belt, because Canelo has a super belt, right? And you can't say he shouldn't fight Charlo because Rob Brandt has the regular belt, because Charlo has the WBC interim or silver belt or whatever they call it. He has a version of the WBC belt, right? And the WBC ordered him to fight before the WBA because they didn't know it was pending the outcome of Murata Brandt. So obviously whatever the WBC ordered, they did that at their meeting in Kiev, Ukraine. That's already in stone. So if you wait and then wait for the WBA to order Rob Brandt, that's just gonna tell you where he's at with what he's trying to do, and you know that's gonna be a pretty bad look to me. That'll be a pretty bad look because it just shows that you're not trying to, you're not trying to climb back up the ladder. You want to fight Canelo, And this is what I tell you guys all the time. This is why it don't make sense for fighters to chase one fighter around. You fuck around, chase Canelo all the time and let him like dictate your next move. What if he don't give you a third trilogy fight? What if him and Rocky Fielding is split decision and then Canelo got a rematch dude? Who's Golovkin? So if Canelo does a Rocky Fielding rematch because the fight is a war and controversial, what is Triple G going to just wait? He gonna wait until September to waiting on Canelo trying to get the fight? That's horrible. If you target Billy Joe Saunders, who just failed a drug test and who's beltless now, and Andrade has the belt, horrible. Or you gonna fight Kautondokwa to see if you can knock him out and be like, hey, I knocked him out. Andrade couldn't. Like, bro, it's Kell Brook might fight Khan. Who's Triple G gonna fight? Even if I think it's a bad look if he goes up to 68. Because why didn't you go to 68 when Andre Ward was there, when he was calling you Little G? Hey, J-Dog, I don't like you. J-Dog, you're out of fucking pocket. I can't wait till 2019. I wish I could just like be in a cryo chamber until 2019, like just sleep and then wake up and it's 2019, and everything's cool. Rip Van Winkle, just sleep for the last 2 months because I can't wait to see what happens. People, a lot of stuff being said. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to another great year of boxing. Andrade is like this is. This is like the worst combination of things for the man fans of Golovkin, because it's like, all right, Canelo already beat you and walked you down. He's the money man, so he's making so much money. We don't know if he's gonna, he might have wanted to fight Triple G to avenge the loss, and also get paid because it was a big fight. Now that you already beat him and you're already getting the money guarantee, we don't know if Canelo's gonna. I know he said if the fans want it, he'll give a third fight, but his team might not be in a rush to make the Triple G fight because they're tough fights, and they already got guaranteed for show money. So now you look at the divisional picture. Andrade's a champion. He looked as sharp as he could against a game tough last minute switch of an opponent. That's a good fight. Charlo got ordered, and then Demetrius Andrade. Jamal Charlo, he's an option, or Daniel Jacobs Derevyanchenko. I told you, some people don't look for the warning signs. These are all tough fights, all good fights that the fans should get behind. Same thing for Canelo. Canelo Andrade, good fight. Canelo Derevyanchenko, good fight. Canelo Jacobs, good fight. Whoever wins that particular fight, good fight. If Triple G come around and fight like Luis Cuba Adias, someone that Jacobs already beat, that's not going to be a good look, because I think Cuba Adias is fighting Gabe Rosado. So what is he going to fight the winner of that? Is Triple G going to fight the winner of Gabe Rosado, Luis Cuba Adias? We shall see. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Solid night of boxing. It wasn't all the way blown away, but good to see Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade back. He's a champion now. Shout out to Rob Brandt, Tevin Farmer, and Katie Taylor. They were the highlights of the night. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. Good seeing you guys. Peace out. Boxing's, are you in good hands? we in real good hands now.